Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Dear viewers, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. In the previous episode, we've been talking about the topic of fearing Allah in your prayer. And we ended with the story of the woman who is distracted from her prayer because of the crying of her child. The Prophet described this woman to be falling in fitna. So that's why the Prophet was short. When he hears the cry of a baby, he used to be shortening the prayer, lest his mother will be falling in fitna. So the Prophet used the word fitna, which means every distraction from the prayer is a matter of fitna. You have to remember this in your prayer, that if you are distracted from your prayer, you are falling in fitna. Now the companions fell in fitna. And who is among them? Is the best companion, Abu Bakr. That happened once. What was the reason? See, the Prophet used to be sick, and this sickness of the Prophet used to be at the last period of his life. That was the sickness of death of the Prophet ﷺ. The companions were waiting for the Prophet, were so much concerned about him. They've been living with him many decades, 20 years, 30 years. And suddenly now, they are in a big trouble. The Prophet is dying. So the Prophet ordered Abu Bakr to lead the prayer on his behalf. Abu Bakr was praying. Now the Prophet ﷺ, I'm talking about the last period of his life. The Prophet moved the curtain. He looked at the companions of the Prophet ﷺ, and that was the last scene. That was the last sight of the Prophet ﷺ to his companions. The companions of the Prophet, they were very happy seeing the Prophet standing and moving the curtains to see them. They fell in fitna at that very moment. They were about to look at him. They were very happy. They were expecting the Prophet to, that he's still sick. And Abu Bakr was about to fall in the fitna because of that. Because Abu Bakr was described that he never turned from his prayer. He never. By the way, what was the way of the Prophet Abu Bakr's prayer? Abu Bakr, after the emigration of the Prophet ﷺ, or before that, he wanted to go. One of the people of Quraysh said to him, "Where are you going?" He said, "We don't feel any kind of security while we are performing our prayer, while we're worshipping Allah. So I'm leaving." He said, "No, a person like you should not be leaving, should neither be leaving, nor should be driven out. You are generous, you support the needy, you help the weak, you honor the guest. A person like you should not be driven out. You should stay. You will be staying. I offer you to be staying in Mecca under my protection." Now this person was not a Muslim, but he was, a great person, a person with good characteristics, and he was offering Abu Bakr's protection. So he was giving him asylum. That man said to Quraysh, the people of Mecca, "Abu Bakr is under my protection." They said, "Okay, but tell him not to call us for this religion. If he wants to worship God, let him worship God by himself, but not to invite us for this." Now, so he told Abu Bakr about that, and Abu Bakr accepted it. Abu Bakr was performing the prayer at night and day. People used to be observing Abu Bakr. The women in Mecca, the children in Mecca, they used to be spying upon Abu Bakr. He took for himself a wide place beside his house, a place of worship, a mosque, small mosque. So people were spying on him, watching him, the way he prays. And they saw him, his face is full of tears, crying. A high spirituality, the highest kind of spirituality and happiness that occurred in Abu Bakr's prayer. That's what caused Quraysh to change its mind and to say to that person, well, we told you that he's not supposed to be, causing our people in fitna. Now people are falling in fitna because of him. He's attracting them to Islam by the type of worship he's performing. Now, we don't accept your asylum or protection to him. Tell him to go. Then he came to Abu Bakr and he told him, he gave him the option. You pray secretly by yourself without making people hearing the noise of your prayer. Now Abu Bakr could not bear this, and then he had to leave. So this is the type of the companion's prayer. Took it from who? From the Prophet ﷺ, who said to us, pray as you see me praying. How? Now we have to copy the Prophet's way of prayer. And one of the ways of the Prophet's prayer is, the description of the Prophet's prayer was that he used to be making a certain type of noise. You remember those old boilers of water? When the water is boiled, the container used to be making a noise, a sound. The Prophet in his prayer used to be making that kind of noise, a sound, a little sound, because of his fear from Allah the Almighty. And Abu Bakr himself used to be, reciting, but people don't understand any of Abu Bakr's recitation in his prayer because of extreme crying. That is why the Prophet on his last days, when he told his wives to tell Abu Bakr to lead the prayer on his behalf, the daughter of Abu Bakr, she said to the Prophet, "Oh Prophet, Abu Bakr, he keeps praying, crying in his prayer, and nobody understands his recitation because of his crying." So the Prophet insisted that you should let Abu Bakr lead the prayer. Funny thing happened in one of my sermons. I was telling the people, did you experience any thief in the mosque? One of them said, yes. One thief had stolen my shoes. I said, yes. Another one, is there anyone else? Some people complained something similar. I said, I'm not talking about that kind of thief. Imagine if you catch that thief while he's stealing, the shoes. You're going to deal with him harshly. But tell me about, so I said to them, tell me about that thief who steals from your prayer. Who steals from your prayer. There's a thief that steals from the prayer. See, the devil could not stop you from performing the prayer. So at least he has to do something. If he is not able to do that, to stop you from your prayer, at least let him steal something from your prayer. The Prophet ﷺ said, أَسْوَأُ النَّاسِ سَرِقَةً, the worst kind of thief, is the one who steals his own prayer. So, companion said, what does this mean, O Prophet of Allah? How can a person steal his prayer? The Prophet said, لَا يُتِمُّ رُكُوعَهَا وَسُجُودَهَا. He does not completely perform the prayer in its ruku', bowing down, or sujood, prostrating. He doesn't perform it completely, just like those who perform the prayer quickly. So the Prophet said, perform the prayer as you see me performing it. So you have to copy. You have to follow the Prophet, taking him as a model in his way of prayer. And also I remember the Prophet saying, إِنَّ فِي الصَّلَاةِ لَشُغْلًا. A person is supposed to be busy in his prayer. Busy in his prayer. What does this mean, busy in his prayer? That means he should be, they say, some scholars said, the prayer is a part of the hereafter. If you enter in it, you are exiting this worldly life. When you enter the prayer, you're exiting this worldly life. You are in another world. So the Prophet said, in the prayer, a person is supposed to be busy in it. Busy in it. But what happens with people is that they are busy from the prayer. They're busy. They are attracted to the lively, objects or means, while they are distracted from the prayer. That means the body is, they are by their bodies inside the prayer, but their hearts are distracted. Some people seriously ask a question, how can anyone help in this? We're struggling, but it's difficult for us to do that, to perform the prayer with full awareness of Allah the Almighty. How can we do that? I say, this is a jihad in itself. Remember the word jihad. Jihad means to exert your utmost struggle. Jihad doesn't mean only to fight. That's one of the meanings. This is one of the terminology. This is one of the usages of the word jihad. But linguistically, jihad doesn't mean fighting. Jihad means to struggle, and you are in a great kind of jihad in your prayer. You're struggling. You are struggling for the best in order to achieve the rewards in your prayer. Now, we have to differentiate between establishing the prayer and standing in the prayer. There's a difference between establishing. That means, in other words, there are people who stand in their prayer, but the prayer had not been established yet. How can this be? We'll give the answer of that on the next episode of this beautiful topic, khushu' fi salah, being humbly submissive in your prayer. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.